back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to be hanging out with you guys once again, and thank you for clicking on my video. It means the world to me that you just like want to hang out. And today I'm going to be sharing some poetry that I wrote when I was in the mental hospital, and I spoke about this in my experience at the mental hospital video. I said I wrote a bunch of poetry. I wish I could find it. Well, I just visited my mom in LA, and she actually had this folder, which is an old ass Bank of America folder, and all of my writing is in here from that time. So I actually thought I was a rapper back in the day when I wrote this stuff. In my last video talking about the mental hospital, I was smiling the whole time, and so many people were like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Does she think this is a joke? Does she think it's funny? Why is she smiling this whole video? But I'm just a happy person, so you know, I'm gonna be smiling through this video. It doesn't mean that I take mental illness really lightly or anything like that. I just can't help my smile. It just comes out all the time. Even when I'm literally crying, I'll just be like, it's weird. I thought I was a rapper back in the day. I was doing a lot of spoken word. I was going to a lot of poetry slams, and I actually rapped everything that I wrote in group. We had like group sharings at the end of every single day, and I shared this long ass poem with everyone. So I pretty much scribed little bits of poetry on a bunch of different pieces of paper, and then at the end I compiled it into one long poem. But on these other pieces of paper I also have stuff that I didn't include in that main one, and I think I was 16 or 17 at this time. Today in group, this kid recited my virgin ears, and I realized I'm here for my virgin fears. Yeah, I'm purging tears. I feel like my future is so unclear. I can't prevent it. It's so, so near. I have to remind myself to be mindful and stay in the moment, you know, be here. So, first little scribble. Hoping I'll go home soon because I feel so out of tune. And most of this is in the main poem that I'm gonna read for you. And then I also invited the girls in one of our, I think it was like an art class. I said, hey, let's do a group poem. I'll write up the first few lines and then you guys can add to it. And I love doing this. I did this at one of my meetups. It was really fun. My soul is calling me to explore the depths of mindfulness, so pain I will feel no more. That way of thinking is a cure. This place is new and unknown, help I have yet to be shown. This one hallway is all I've been able to roam. And then this other girl wrote, I will show you the way, please do not fray, all the doors will open someday. And then another girl wrote, why did I do this to myself? Why do I do things that get me here? And then I closed it off. Perhaps full exposure to the real world is what I fear. At least being here, my mind will be cleared, and I have faith a resolution is near. It was a group effort, and you know, it's just what I was experiencing in the moment. And I talked all about the mental hospital experience in that video, but yeah, there was basically just one long hallway with 3 rooms, I think, that I was allowed to go into, and I didn't like being so confined. Oh my god, okay wait, I just found 2 more poems, so I'm gonna read these to you too. In your mind you are perfection, it is the ego that blocks you from your soul's pure direction. Instead of yearning for affection, try projection. Every day ask yourself the question, how can I impact people's life in a positive way? Happily on a grassy field you will lay, radiant, and others will say, how did she get that way? And this one I actually shared at a peace conference, and it was much longer when I finished editing it, but that was the beginning of a really nice poem that I wrote. Here we go. Don't let other people's actions fuck you up and prevent you from being on the up and up. Even if someone intentionally hurt you, to your heart's true purpose, you must stay true. Try and stay cool, stay in school, don't be cruel, use your brain as a tool. Okay, here's the main poem. I'm just gonna try and stick with the rhymes, you know, stick with the times and make you in a funny state of mind and blur the lines. Okay, I'll stop. It feels like yesterday never ended. I forget why I'm here, then I look at my scars which haven't mended. Suicidal thoughts are nothing I could have pretended. Bumps appear in my skin and my shoulders tense up. My head throbs and my teeth clench up like electric shocks. My brain feels like it's encased in a box. Plus I only got 2 pairs of socks. I can't stop staring at the clock. Tick tock, tick tock. Talk is cheap. Yeah, I need to get better sleep. Memories from here I will not keep. This place is whack. I feel like I'm on the set of Orange is the New Black. After lunch and after dinner, get a snack. But fuck a snack pack. I don't need all that extra fat. I wish I could spend time on my yoga mat. Can't stop thinking about my boyfriend who wants to join a frat. It's always so cold in here. They gotta turn up the thermostat. Or at least let me wear my hat. Had dreams of owning a black cat with my friend Cece. Wondering where she at. Hoping I'll be going home soon because I feel so out of tune. Every day is the same, yeah, we keep playing board games, more like board games. Being in here, I feel so lame. They say they're trying to make me feel sane, but I feel trapped, losing hold of my brain. Suicidal thoughts I'm still trying to tame, but I no longer feel ashamed. That's a good thing. I should focus on more positive thinking. It's a cure. So that I read to my group. They all really liked it. My mind was calm, but they didn't give me any tools to go out into the real world and to deal with suicidal thoughts or anxiety or depression. They were kind of like medicine and stay here on suicide watch, and then when you go out, the pills will help you. Like, there wasn't really, I think they did try and give me some coping mechanisms or methods. They like tried to help me decide what mine would be, but I don't really remember them being actually useful. Anyways, it was a while ago. On the back of this, it says set of rules for life, as learned in mental hospital. 1, don't let other people's actions fuck you up. And I don't have anything else written there. That was the only thing. Wow. Let's see if there's any other poetry in here. Self-portrait, I'm guessing. No, I wrote poetry for my friends, which I gave to them. So yeah, I honestly thought there was more poetry, but that's kind of what I came up with and where my mind was at when I was in the hospital. And poetry was a really great and still is an amazing coping method for me. Back then I was really into rhyming, and I honestly want to rhyme that again with more like pizzazz, you know? I really liked rhyming back in the day. I would just rhyme with every word that I would say, and it was just fun to play, you know? I would do it every damn day, and some people would say, hey, shut the fuck up, get out of my way. Since I didn't really use many of the coping methods that I learned at the hospital, since the hospital didn't really help me, I just wanted to share with you guys my #1 coping method, or one of them at least, top 3, is writing poetry, just writing down anything about how I'm feeling. I personally really like typing what I'm feeling because I can type as fast as my mind is thinking, whereas where I'm writing, if I try and write as fast as my mind, like I just end up scribbling. So I really like typing when I'm feeling an intense panic attack or anxiety. Like, I'll literally just write what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. It helps me get it out of my mind and look at it more objectively. Breath work would probably be my #1 tool for coping with depression and specifically anxiety attacks, because those are really painful and really stressful. And so I straighten my spine, because when you have the intention of just keeping your spine completely straight, it immediately makes your mind go inward a little bit. And then I just try and breathe really deeply into my tummy, into my ribs, and into my chest, 3-part breathing, and I extend my exhale. So I breathe in, and I try to really exhale out all of my air, and that is immediately really grounding for me. And then my last coping method is reaching out to people that care about me and love me, because oftentimes I do disassociate because I don't want to be experiencing the intense anxiety attack, and so I feel like I'm not really in this world. I like forget who I am, I forget what's going on. And so reaching out to someone like my mom or my friends, being like, hey, and not even necessarily telling them what's going on, but just telling them that I love them, or kind of trying to create some kind of feeling of love within myself. And for me, it's just really easy to create love when I'm giving it away. So I just like to tell someone that I love why I love them, and just feel heard and feel seen. And just having someone respond to me who knows me makes me feel safe. Anyone, I just want a response. I just want to like have some kind of back and forth, something positive, and I don't necessarily need to share that I'm like experiencing this intense anxiety, but I just want to feel not alone in this world at all. I really like making something beautiful out of everything, but specifically the things that hurt. And just to know, this whole self-love thing is a journey. I know we've all heard that, but I honestly forget that sometimes, and I just expect to have this amazing self-respect and self-love when I'm not putting any effort into it. Like, I do my morning practice, which always connects me with my highest truth and makes me feel so much bigger than all the stories that play out in my head, like family trauma or just pain or whatever is stressing me out. I know the real me isn't that story, and that really helps me. But besides that, I sometimes like expect myself to just love myself all the time, and yet I am critiquing myself really hard, or yet I'm thinking in my head that like I'm not worthy of this or this or this unless I look better, unless I look fit, unless my skin clears up, you know? Like, I have these thoughts sometimes, and then when I'm feeling small in my power or I'm feeling not confident, I'm like, oh, what happened? Like, I love myself, what's going on? And I haven't realized that my thoughts actually haven't been so nice to myself, and that I have to be a little bit more mindful of that, or I have to take time during the day just to say some positive affirmations to myself, or do my yoni egg practice, just time to feel myself and touch myself and use my yoni egg and look in the mirror and just say, damn, you're sexy, because I avoid mirrors a lot, and I don't like saying nice things about myself. And so I just realized that I had to integrate some other things, and I'm really excited to keep doing that and prioritizing that and looking in the mirror and not being afraid of that. Reminding myself of how much I love and worship nature, because I think nature is perfect. It's perfectly imperfect, and it's completely raw and beautiful and natural. And when I remember that I'm also nature, it just makes it so much easier for that little thing in my head to click, like, oh yeah, I am also perfectly imperfect. I am also beautiful, natural. Also, another thing I've been doing when I feel like I have a million and one questions for myself or for life and I don't know what to do or how to handle a situation, I just pretend that I'm giving advice to someone else, and then I force myself to take my own goddamn advice. And it's been really helpful. Like, a lot of things that come up just need to be spoken for me. If something is going wrong in my life, or if I feel anxious, it's usually because there's something that I need that I'm not saying that I need, or I just need to communicate with someone. And if my friend were sharing this with me, I would just be like, dude, just speak your truth, just share what you need, and it will solve your problems. And then I force myself to do it, because I'm like, okay, I gotta take my own advice. And it's been really helpful. So yes, lemon ginger tea once again. And guess what this thing says? You don't need love, you are love. And I'm just like, if there's one thing I can identify with, it is that. There's a hair in here. Okay, thank you guys so much. See you in my next video. Bye!